It is the Messel Pit's extraordinary geological history that allows Jörn to pinpoint exactly when this fossil lived.
The start of this whole lake where the fossil was found, that was a volcanic explosion, and parts of that volcanics that came out in the explosion, they are like time capsules, and it's possible to date the radioactive isotopes in such volcanic rocks very, very precisely. And this has been done for these volcanics, and it's 47 million years.
Despite the millions of years that have passed since these animals were alive, their bodies have been preserved in such detail that they give us a full picture of their world.
The preservation at Messel really brings things to life, and you can really get a feel for this as an animal, and not just as something, pile of bones long dead.
Eocene Europe was very different than it is today. Continents have drifted, sea levels changed. Then the world's climate was more humid and tropical. The primates' home around the lake was a lush tropical rainforest. A green canopy of trees stretched as far as the eye could see. In the skies were birds and bats. On the ground, new kinds of furry, warm-blooded creatures were flourishing, the early mammals. This is where our fossil lived out her life as a prehistoric primate. She lived in a dense jungle of tall trees and vines. As the team continue to examine her skeleton, they're able to deduce how she lived.
Also, looking at the skeleton, we can be for sure that it was living on trees, because when you are looking at the thumb and also at the big toe of the feet, you can see that these were grasping hands and grasping feet. So these were feet constructed for an animal living on trees, evidently, no doubt about that.
It's possible to say something about the size of the muscles from the attachment points on the bones. What's special about this small skeleton is really that both the arms and legs are quite short and quite strong for such a small animal. So probably she had quite a lot of muscles.
This new information adds to the picture the team are building of a strong, muscular creature living high in the treetops of the Eocene rainforest. But what did she eat? To understand precisely what she ate, the team look at her teeth. Dr. Holly Smith is an internationally renowned dental anthropologist. She wants to see inside the fossil's mouth, but it's been firmly shut for 47 million years. Only detailed X-rays have enabled her to examine the shape and structure of the fossil's teeth.
So the Messel primate has a nice kind of general primate dentition that could do a little of everything. She's got a little bit of a incising surface. She's going to have plenty of piercing teeth. She has molars that are general but have some kind of slicing edges. And we would expect that a real primate, a real arboreal primate, would be eating probably fruit and leaves and maybe supplementing that with insects.
This extraordinary preservation is not restricted to her teeth. As well as the fur, there are other delicate details that provide information which never ceases to astonish them.
What's amazing about this specimen is also that we can actually see its gut contents. It's the last meal preserved in this small female.
Even with this nugget of petrified treasure, decoding the fossil's secrets doesn't come easy. But Jens manages to puzzle it out.
Before, I had seen that several times, and I thought all the time, oh, that's a scale of a fish, quite common in Messel, and then I saw the cell structure. And then I realized, oh no, this must be a remnant of a plant. And then looking at the morphology and at the form of that particle, it became immediately clear that this can only be a seed.
So it seems that just before she died, this tree-dwelling primate fed on fruits, seeds and leaves. As the team examine the X-rays in more detail, something just isn't adding up. They've realized that her jaw held an extraordinarily large number of teeth.
This is the radiograph from this side. You see the drawing of the teeth matches pretty well.
The team have a real puzzle on their hands. They're going to need more than a standard X-ray to solve it. The Senckenberg Institute in Germany specializes in high-end computer tomography, CT scanning. Images of the rotating fossil are recorded and manipulated by powerful computers, which, just like a CAT scan in a hospital, create an image of the fossil's jaw in 3D.
And then we've taken X-rays, and so you can get the shadows of what's behind what you can see. And then in the last year, we've done computerized tomography, where you project X-rays in a way that literally slices the fossil into many, many, many slices and made into a three-dimensional image. So you can literally step through from the front to the back. You can even manipulate the CT scan so that you see what you're looking at not from the front but from the back. It's as if there are no secrets.
The best person to help analyze such phenomenally detailed three-dimensional images is the scanner's supervisor, Dr. Jörg Habersetzer.
Here is the region of the molars, and if we zoom in, which is not possible on normal CTs, we see all the details preserved in 3 dimensions. So we can follow up all ridges and the cusp of the teeth in a 3-dimensional way.
This computer tomography has revealed something extraordinary.
You can also see, for example, on these assemblage, that the second molar here has not evolved their complete roots, whereas in the first molar we have here already very solid roots.
Here is the answer to why they found so many teeth in the fossil's mouth. She has her baby teeth as well as her unerupted adult teeth still buried in her jaw. This primate was a youngster.
So this Messel primate was caught at a really interesting and very distinctive time in her life. She's clearly no longer an infant, but she's not grown up. She's a juvenile. She might be, let's say, very roughly comparable to something in a human, like a child, somewhere between 6 and 12.
It was a girl, a small girl, which had this tragic end there in the crater lake of Messel 47 million years ago.
she's in a developmental phase that looks very much like a 6-year-old human if in comparison, and I'm so lucky that I have a daughter that's 5 years old and she's starting to shed her teeth just now. So we decided after some discussion to name the fossil, to name this wonderful little primate Ida, because that's the name of my daughter.